Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. We will talk about the last part of this lesson, which talks about the types of acidic precipitation of the reactions with acids. We said that the chemical weathering can take place by oxidation or the acidic precipitation. Acidic precipitation can take place in the groundwater because of the groundwater or because of living things, the acids that are produced by living things. Let's talk about the acids in groundwater. In the groundwater, they mean by groundwater the water that is soaked through the water inside the ground, through the ground. Okay, this water comes under the ground, and because it can dissolve some chemicals from the rocks, okay, because of this water, if it has acids, it can dissolve some chemicals also in the rocks. Dissolving these chemicals can make hollow spaces under the ground. If these hollow spaces are big, this can result in a cave. So this how the cave is formed, by dissolving. If the groundwater is acidic, it can dissolve the material of the rocks under the ground, and this can result in a cave. This can be called a cave system. Okay, a small crack in the rock can result in the formation of extensive cave system, curved out over the time. So we can start from a crack. This crack can become larger and larger until it becomes a cave. Also, inside the cave, we can see structures or features called stalactites and stalagmites. Actually, I want to show them because this is very nice to know about them. These features in the caves or formed in the caves because of the deposited materials after dripping water under the ground. Look at this. This is a cave. Now, the cave is formed because of dissolving the chemicals in the rocks and making this big hollow space over the time. But the water, the groundwater, can reach the cave. It forms the cave. How it can't reach it? For sure it can reach it. And it reaches the cave that has the same chemicals, like if this rock was calcite, for example. The calcium in the calcite rock can be dissolved because of the acid inside the water. Okay, now these dissolving the material that is in the rock will result in precipitating some salts or some chemicals. Let's say, no need to mention what is the identity of this material. Some chemicals will be deposited, okay, or will be precipitated. So the water that has some of these precipitants, if it drops from the ceiling of the cave, drop by drop, while it is dropping, it will leave some of this chemical or precipitate up, and the water will drop down. When it drop down, also some of this material will build down. So some will stay up, or some will build up down. Over the time, that look like fingers down are called stalactites, and the ones that come up are called stalagmites. You can also look for a video if you want to see how they are formed. You can see that. Also, the chemical reactions that lead to chemical weathering, we have example, the acids that are produced by living things. Some living things, such as some mosses and some lichens. Lichens are a combination between a protist, that is the algae, and a kind of fungi. They make a combination together and they have chemical reactions actually inside them. This what will lead to the release of some acids. Also the mosses, also they release some acids. Releasing some acids in the rocks, they can change the crack to be a big hole also. So they can weather the rocks. That's it. This is everything about chemical weathering. We can summarize it that the chemical weathering can be produced from oxidation, reaction with oxygen, or acidic precipitation. Oxidation, we talked about it the last time. We said an example about it is rusting of some rocks that have some iron inside it. They can be weathered because of rusting over the time. Then the acidic precipitation, we said because of the reaction of the water of the rain with chemicals in the air, the precipitation can have acids. Later, this precipitation, we mean here the acidic rain, can become groundwater. The groundwater can form cave. Also, I added to it, but this is extra information. No need to memorize it. You can pass on it. Okay. The last, they can form inside the cave stalactite and stalagmite. Finally, the acids that are formed by some living things such as mosses and lichens. And that's it. Please solve the homework and have a nice day.